Welcome to the 20-Minute Gamer channel. I'm your host, Nick, and we're back with another tactical breakdown. In this video, we're going to be reviewing my tactical setup in the Berkley docks on the second floor. Let's get into it. All right, so first things first, I need to go ahead and minimize the potential areas of approach. I need to find an area. I need to find a way to make sure that the Xenos can only approach me from one direction. Now, I found this little alcove on my first playthrough, and I gotta say, I personally think it's the best place to set up. You've got boxes to the southwest that your Marines can throw their backs up against. Xenos cannot get to you. You'll get unabated access to the aliens' run paths, and they can only reach you through these gangways. I personally think it's a great choice. So once I had my Alpha selected, I went ahead and decided to drop my turrets. Hindsight being 2020, I probably would have set my turrets up a little bit differently. I don't think that I actually liked the way their crossfire was operating, and I think that I could have set them up in a better way so that my turrets would have had more access to the Xenos from behind as well as the front. But I also don't think that I was impacted by their particular setup here in the first place. All right, so about here, I felt ready to go. So let's go ahead and hit that switch. Now we're going to get hit with our first wave, and this is my first huge problem. I knew that I needed to, or wanted to anyway, drop a wall of fire. Now remember, you can incinerate beyond units and consumables. You just can't incinerate on units or consumables. Looking at my overlay, I knew that I was going to wind up knocking out one or both of my turrets. But when I adjusted my sweep, I thought that I had that cleaned up. Apparently not. The end of my sweep winds up knocking out one of my turrets, causing my Marines to have to spend a tool, which at this point in time in this mission, I was really not wanting to burn through tools. So having to use that tool was actually a financial impact to myself that I really did not want to have to use. But it is what it is. We ended up doing okay, but I wasn't overly thrilled on it. All right, so in this particular defense, the waves are easily controlled, but that doesn't really mean that I'm out of the woods or that you should let up, right? We get our second objective to try another terminal, and this is where I learn another lesson on covering your team. Antonio Signs is selected to go ahead and check that second terminal. Now, once that second terminal activates, once the check goes through, we know that another wave is going to be on our heels. And that's exactly what happens here. My team is tucked away. Signs begins to make his play back to home base. And what do we know? What do we learn? There's two Xenos on him like white on rice. Even though my team has access to attack the Xenos on their run paths, I ultimately left Signs alone by himself, and that is something that we never want to happen in the future. I selected through a couple different options, seeing what I could do. Unfortunately, there was no option available that didn't put Signs in any direct danger. I couldn't use a grenade launcher. I couldn't use flamethrower. Now, Signs does wind up getting within range of the turrets, and the turrets offered him some support to get back. We did also go ahead and let loose with the shotgun as well, but this could have gone a lot worse. This could have gone a lot worse if we were not prepared, if we did not have that Alpha set up with those turrets. So this is where we learn another valuable lesson. We want to make sure that our teammates are always within weapon shot of the person who's run off. I do not believe in sending everybody to complete an objective. I think that that would have been a loss of manpower. Leaving everyone where they were was fine, but I needed to pull people up more closely maybe to this center console where they would have had a less restrictive line of sight on the Xenos that were coming for Signs. All right, so the team healed, and once again, one of our elements bolted off to go ahead and activate the terminal. At this time, it was McDonald. Once the team moved forward and that wave began to encroach on McDonald. My team was available, and all weapons were within weapon shot of being able to defend McDonald so that McDonald could actually go ahead and get back inside the Alpha. I do go ahead and drop a grenade. I do also have the stasis grenade attachment as well, so movement is slowed for any Xenos that are going to be coming that direction. Once again, we're using our incinerator to push damage beyond the turret. As long as the impact zone is not on the base of a person or consumable, you should not do damage to the person or the consumable. So we're doing a decent amount of damage, keeping the Xenos at bay right here. We ran out of command points, so that was a huge foul on my end. I was trying not to burn any tool. I'm glad I didn't, though. I don't think that my team sustained enough damage by getting hit by that one Xeno. Like I said, everyone's in good shape. They have good health. They have decent armor, with the exception of Signs. He's the only one that really doesn't have that much armor, but everyone else's armor is pretty decent. You know, 2 to 3 bars. I wasn't that concerned about it. I just wanted to make sure that everyone got out safely. So that was it. That was the end of it all. One last wave, one last heavy push. And as we're leaving, remember, try to walk your team as much as you can. Try not to run unless you absolutely know that you can. Right here, we kind of pick up, we do double time. We kind of pick up our pace and make sure that we get out of dodge, right? We want to move as fast as we can. I know that there are more Xenos coming. I can see them on the map, okay? But because I don't have any Xenos in my area, I don't necessarily have to walk. I can move my team a little bit more quickly. So that's it, man. That's it. It was really, really good. Yeah, I think that I fought a Crusher the first time that I played this. Man, what an experience. I cannot believe I did this at such at a higher difficulty. I cannot believe I did this, and I cannot believe that I succeeded as well as I did. I mean, my team is ultimately just kind of chilling out right here. They're not in fear for their life like I was on my first playthrough. Great team, great experience, great playthrough. Thank you for joining me on this one, everyone. I appreciate your time. I couldn't do this without you. Stay safe out there. Nick out.